You have been sold on a really drastic lie. You have been sold on a lie that you are lazy, that you are incompetent, that you are just a waste of space and there's something wrong with you because you are consistently seeking instant gratification. And what I am here to talk to you about today is where that myth and where that lie came from, and what the truth is about why we are constantly chasing instant gratification. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bianca. I'm a licensed mental health counselor who specializes in cognitive behavioral therapy. And I am somebody who went from scrolling on social media for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, getting in and out of toxic relationships because I couldn't be alone and I needed instant gratification, to somebody who is now a therapist, a business owner, a speaker, and a leader. There was this period of my life around 2021. I had just gotten out of this really destructive relationship and I was devastated. I mean, this was probably one of the worst periods of my life to date, or to that date, because I couldn't get out of my own way. The narrative in my head was, oh God, here's another failed relationship. I'm a loser. There's these terrible things that are wrong with me. I can't get out of my own goddamn way. This is going to be my life forever. I'm going to be stuck in this pit forever. And during that period of time, I was the loneliest I had ever been. I mean, it was brutal. I was with this person for over a year. We lived together. We had a dog together. And I went from this life that I had known to isolation and solitude. And I had like no money in my bank account. I felt completely hopeless about where my life was going to go. And I just felt trapped. And during that period of time, what I found myself doing was spending hours and hours and hours on my phone, on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, looking on Amazon, just scrolling, looking for things. I was posting different content on social media to get likes. I was speaking in ways to try to get people to validate me. I was doing all of these things, all of these quick fixes to make myself feel better, trying to seek this instantaneous gratification, these instantaneous feel goods. We have been sold on this lie that we do these things because we are morally weak. And the truth is, we don't do these things because we're weak. We do these things because we are in pain. We don't do these things because we are weak. We do them because we are in pain. I have never met somebody who chases instant gratification, who has a magnificent, abundant life. I mean, I was on the phone with a client the other day. We did a Zoom call and we were talking about the challenges that he's facing in his life. And for the life of him, he can't get out of his own way. Every day he has this new exciting idea, this new job he's going to do, this new business he's going to start, this new adventure he's going to seek. He's always searching and trying to seek these fast dopamine hits. And we were having a conversation about where this behavior was coming from and why, and the impacts that it was having on his life. And the thing that we were able to really break down and identify was his life felt so empty. He felt like his life had no purpose. He felt like his life had no significant meaning. And when your life is empty and when your life is meaningless and when you have nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing that you're striving for, of course you're going to look for these short-term pleasures. When your life is empty, you will always look for short term pleasures because you are trying to fill this hole that it feels like there is within you, and it's never going to get filled because quick fixes can't fill a hole that is there from a lifelong series of emptiness and pain and lack of worth. If you are struggling right now to feel or to get out of this habit of instant gratification, if you feel helpless, if you feel hopeless, if you feel like there's something wrong with you because you know you're spending money you don't have, or you know you're engaging in habits that aren't serving you, it's not because you are broken or damaged or there's something wrong with you. It's because there is something in your life that feels empty. There is a part of your life, or even the totality of your life, that doesn't feel well. When I was in that really dark time of my life, I was just constantly seeking these feel good hits. I didn't feel good. And so, of course, the thing that made sense to me at that time, because I didn't know there was something deep within me that was missing, was go try to feel good. Go try to feel good. Go try to feel good. The issue with that is you end up developing a habit. And this is where constantly seeking instant gratification can become really damaging. You get into a habit, it becomes a massive part of your life and your lifestyle to seek these habits, to seek these hits, to seek these feel good emotions because you're having a hard time with the emotions that you are feeling. So, what happens? Life doesn't feel good. You don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to identify it. You don't know that it's this way deeper problem. And so, what do? You end up doing something. So, scrolling on social media, or buying something, or going shopping, or getting a drink, or whatever, or stuffing your face, which is something I loved doing. If you leave a pack of Oreos around me, they're not going to be there. In about an hour, I will eat the entire thing. So, when you are constantly, or when you start seeking that thing outside of you, it feels good for a moment. And what do? We attach to those moments because we have this narrative and this belief within us, this story or this script that I'm not going to be able to get out of this. I'm not going to be able to change this feeling or this circumstance or this death sentence of a life that I've been given. And so I'm just going to seek for the next best feeling. And you know what the fucked up thing is? It works. This is why this is so screwy, because when you seek that pleasurable activity, when you seek that pleasurable thing, it does make you feel good. It's a trap. When you seek things that feel good, it is a trap because it does feel good. And then you become convinced that, oh, if I keep doing this, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel better. This is where it becomes destructive because then it becomes a habit. What I would do is I would literally wake up, I would grab my phone, and I would scroll for like an hour laying in bed. Even though I had a job and I had other things that I had to do and I had to get on with my life, and I was starting a business with a friend of mine, and we had all of these things we were doing, but I started getting into this habit. And because it worked, because it felt good, because our brain is literally wired for quick feel goods, our brain is literally wired to feel good. Our brain is wired to get us out of pain and to aim toward pleasure. And so when you're convinced that there's nothing you can do, of course you're going to do the quick thing that feels good. So I would be scrolling on my phone for hours. I would be looking for food, or I started going on the dating apps, freaking swiping my life away, hoping to find something out there that was going to fix me. It's a trap. I couldn't get out of my own way. This habit became so ingrained in my life. And the truth was, it wasn't just about the habit. The habit was a byproduct of something way deeper. I was engaging in these habits all the time, seeking these external things, looking for these external circumstances, when the truth of the matter was, I couldn't tolerate the discomfort of what I was feeling. And so we're trapped. Life doesn't feel well. We start getting into a habit of seeking things outside of us to make life feel well because we cannot tolerate the discomfort. We have a low distress tolerance. That's the psychological term. It's called low distress tolerance. We convinced ourselves that this feeling is so bad that I can't tolerate it. And something bad is going to happen to me. I'm going to die if I continue feeling this way. So we look for something out there in the world to get us out of this feeling because it really feels like this feeling is going to fucking kill us. And this is how it becomes a trap. This is how seeking instant gratification becomes a trap. It's not that you're weak. It's not that there's something wrong with you. It's that you're in fucking pain. And we can't function adaptively, meaning we can't function in the best way possible if number one, we're in pain, and number two, it doesn't feel like there's a way out. That's how you develop something called learned helplessness. It's this belief that no matter what I do and no matter how hard I try, nothing is going to matter. Nothing is going to happen for me. Back in the day, they did this study on dogs, and this study was horrible. And I don't condone this at all, but I understand why they did it. They did this study with dogs, and they put them in a crate or in a cage, and they started shocking the floor. And what they did was they tried to see what the dog would do. Would the dog go over to the other side and eventually learn that if I go from here to there, I'm going to get out of pain and everything will be fine? Or what will the dog do? So they split it up, and some of the dogs were allowed to do that. Some of the dogs, they were able to move to the other side and they would get out of the pain. And so they learned, oh, if the shock happens, let me go over here and everything will be okay. But they also had this other control condition. I think that's the word. I haven't done stats in a while. Whatever the word is. I haven't done stats in a while. But then they had this other group where the dogs, no matter what they did, they couldn't escape. No, there was nowhere that they could go that they would get out of pain. And so the dogs learned, I'm helpless. I can't do anything. Even if the researchers then grabbed the dogs, pulled them to the other side, and allowed them to get out of the pain, it didn't matter because the dogs had developed a belief that I'm trapped, I'm hopeless, and there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do to get me out of this. And when we develop learned helplessness as human beings, we develop this fundamental belief that there's nothing we can do to get out of pain. So, of course, the thing that you're going to go do is seek something pleasurable to get you out of pain. This is where something like CBT becomes so unbelievably helpful. So I studied as a cognitive behavioral therapist. That's what I got my master's degree in. And one of the big principles in CBT is this thing called exposure therapy, and then this other thing called behavioral activation. So basically what this is, and if you combine these two things together, what this is you are exposing yourself to the uncomfortable thing that you are struggling with. And over time, you build up a tolerance for negative feelings, you build up a tolerance for difficult circumstances, and you actually show yourself, I'm capable. I'm capable of creating meaningful change. I am capable of doing hard things. I'm capable of achieving the outcomes that I want in my life. It's at the belief level. You start developing this belief that I have control. And that is the most powerful belief that you can ever develop, because when you have a strong sense of control, that is when your entire life will change. You won't need quick fixes because you'll have the certainty within yourself that you can tolerate discomfort, that you can do hard things, that you can get yourself out of whatever situation that you're in, and that life is going to be okay. We all need to feel that. If you're watching this, you've probably had moments of your life where it felt like, I'm never going to be okay. This is never going to go away. I've been there, and I had been there for so much of my life. I basically was a helpless little dog that couldn't get out of anything. I had no control over my destiny. I had no control over my future. I had no control over the people around me. And I basically was just trying to not get into trouble and not do anything, to not bring attention to myself so that nothing bad would happen to me, while simultaneously looking for these quick fixes to feel good. And it didn't work. I still ended up in abusive relationship after abusive relationship. I still was incompetent. I still couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag. Problems still happened. And I felt empty and alone and miserable. So when you can start to do what I did, which was actually understanding, okay, what is this belief that I have? What is this story that I keep telling myself about the problems that I'm in? What is the narrative? Is the narrative that I'm completely useless and incompetent and I can't do things? Is it that nobody's ever going to love me? Is it that I'm always going to be less than my brother or my sister or whoever? Number one, you identify, what is the story I keep telling myself about myself? When you can identify the story, number two, you can start setting up experiences to help you build a strong sense of belief. One of the ways that I did that was the gym. I had struggled a lot because of this instant gratification with dieting and with my physical fitness. I would go to the gym, but I couldn't stick to a diet to save my life. And I was just constantly looking to food to make me feel better. And so what I did was I said, okay, for 1 week, and I had experience up to that point, I could do it for a week. So it was a week was a period of time that I had certainty of. So it was like, okay, for 1 week, I am going to stick to this diet. I am going to stick to this routine. And I did, and I felt really good about myself. So I self assigned it. State proof self assign. I'm going to do this thing. I went and did it. And then I gave myself the internal validation, the internal gratification that I did something hard. And it's like, okay, can I do another week of this? And it was difficult, but my goal wasn't perfection. My goal was to get to the end of the week as best as I could. And I did. And it was like, oh, I can do difficult things. I am capable. Okay, let me try another week. And then let me try another week. And eventually you start developing a belief, I can do things. When you have that unshakable sense of confidence, because that's what confidence really is. Confidence is this inner knowing that I can do the things I say I'm going to do. It's not the fluffy frou-frou bullshit we see all over social media of nice houses and nice cars and attractive partners and bling bling and whatever other stupid bullshit. It's this internal knowing that I can do the things I say I'm going to do. It's this thing called self-efficacy. It's I can set outcomes and achieve them, and I can get the outcomes that I am seeking after. When you have that, when you have that deep internal knowing that I can do things, you won't go looking for quick fixes because you will trust in yourself that you can get from point A to point B and that you have the certainty that you can do it. If you are somebody who is consistently doing this, try that out. Understand, number one, what is the story I keep telling myself and what's making me believe that that's true? What's the evidence that my brain has gathered over the years to convince myself of this bullshit belief system, this bullshit narrative that this is who I am and this is how I'm going to be forever? And then number two, start setting up mini experiments for yourself. Challenge yourself. If I tried to do one thing today that would make me feel so much better about myself and my own capabilities, from 0 to 1, what would that be? And then go try it. If you do end up trying it, put a comment down below and let me know what you did and how it worked out for you. But this is exactly what I did. This is what I've helped thousands of other people do through coaching, through therapy, through my other podcasts that I do, through the other business that I have, through the speaking engagements that I've done. I've been able to help thousands and thousands of people to do this, and you're no different. I know we like convincing ourselves of a story that, like, no, I'm the only one. You're not. And that belief isn't serving you either. It is possible for you to get to that other side, but you have to be willing to take that first step. So drop a comment down below if you liked this video, if you found that this was helpful. Drop a comment on what you did and how you went about it. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure that you do. I put out new videos every single week. And let me know what other content would be helpful for you. I've done tons of other videos. I don't know how to link the video in here yet, so eventually I'll start adding other videos to here that you can click to. But until then, there's a bunch of other videos on the channel that will help you do some of these other things that I'm talking about, like understanding what a belief system is and how it impacts you. So please subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.